Okay, so get this. $55 million
Wow.
spent in a single day.
Yeah.
We are diving deep into the shopping spree of a trillionaire,
Oh, wow.
trying to understand what kind of life leads to dropping that kind of cash.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Our source is a shopping summary for October 26th, 2024.
Okay.
And it's not just about the numbers.
Right.
It's about peeking behind the curtain of extreme wealth and seeing what makes this person tick.
Exactly. So let's start with the daily essentials section.
Okay.
I mean, a $9,600 weekly grocery bill from Woolworths is already more than most people make in a month.
Right.
And it specifically says organic.
That detail is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests a level of health consciousness, but also a willingness to pay a premium for the very best.
Yeah.
You have to wonder, are we talking about rare heirloom varieties flown in from some exclusive farm?
Right. And then there's the $4,000 spent on luxury toiletries,
Wow.
including a $1,300 deodorant from David Jones.
What?
What on earth is luxury deodorant? Is it infused with diamonds? Does it come with a personal fragrance consultant?
It seems like this person isn't just buying things.
Right.
They're buying the top tier of everything.
Yeah.
It's not just about hygiene. It's about elevating even the most mundane routines to a luxurious experience.
Okay, speaking of elevated experiences, let's move on to tech and entertainment.
Okay.
We've got a $30,000 LG Signature OLED 88-inch TV.
Oh, wow.
I'm picturing a home theater that rivals a Hollywood studio.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's not just a TV. It's a statement.
Yeah.
And right next to it,
Oh,
a
yeah.
$5,000 Alienware gaming PC.
Okay.
Now, does our trillionaire unwind by slaying virtual dragons?
Right.
Or is this a gift for someone else?
Yeah,
It makes you wonder about their hobbies and how they spend their downtime.
it does. And then there's a $600,000 concert VIP package,
Wow.
including front row seats
Okay.
and a private dinner with the artist.
Really?
I mean, that's more than most people spend on a house. What kind of artist commands that kind of premium?
That's the real question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It speaks to a desire for exclusive access,
Right.
a chance to connect with someone they admire on a personal level.
Yeah.
It's not just about the music. It's about the experience, the
Ah.
story they can tell afterwards.
Okay, let's move on to fashion.
Okay.
We've got a $20,000 Giorgio Armani suit and gown,
Yeah.
a $50,000 Van Cleef & Arpels necklace,
Wow.
and a $150,000 Van Cleef & Arpels necklace,
Wow.
and a $150,000 Van Cleef & Arpels watch.
Oh, my God.
That's a whole lot of style.
It is. And it fits with the pattern we're seeing.
Yeah.
Preference for luxury brands, craftsmanship, and exclusivity.
Yeah.
These aren't just clothes and accessories.
Right.
They're investment statements of
Yeah.
taste. And maybe even pieces that will become heirlooms one day.
Then there are the cars.
Okay.
A $750,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom with full customization,
Wow.
and a $310,000 Aston Martin DB11,
Okay.
also heavily customized.
Wow.
Are they going for classic opulence or a sportier vibe?
Right.
Or maybe a little bit of both?
That's what's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Even with something like cars, there's a sense of wanting the best, the most unique.
Yeah.
It's like they're curating an image,
Right.
a persona
Yeah.
that reflects their success and individuality.
Okay, hold on tight,
Okay.
because we're about to enter the realm of real estate,
Right.
and this is where things get truly mind-blowing.
Oh, boy.
We're talking a $45 million renovation on a Los Angeles mansion.
$45 million.
Yeah.
That's not just a renovation. It's
Yeah.
a complete reimagining of a space. You could build a small village for that price.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder about the vision behind it.
Yeah.
Are they creating a masterpiece of modern architecture? A
Right.
sanctuary hidden away from the world.
And as if that weren't enough,
Okay.
there's $8 million in annual maintenance and staff salaries
Wow.
for Paris apartment.
It's more than most people make in a lifetime.
I-
It highlights the hidden costs of this kind of lifestyle.
Right.
It's not just about acquiring these incredible properties.
Right.
It's about maintaining them,
Yeah.
staffing them, keeping them running like perfectly oiled machines.
Yeah, it really paints a picture, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This isn't just about buying expensive things. It's about creating a whole ecosystem of luxury.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
with that level of wealth, do your priorities shift?
Right.
Does a shopping spree at Carousel Mall,
Yeah.
even one that racks up $88,000
Oh, wow.
at Chloe and Prada,
Really?
even register on your radar?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, that's practically an impulse buy for this person.
Right.
But for most of us, that's a life-changing amount of money.
Yeah.
It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
It does. And it raises some interesting questions about the psychology of wealth.
Yeah.
Does having this kind of money make you more or less concerned with the price of things?
Right. Like, do you even bother looking at the price tag anymore?
Yeah.
Or is there a thrill in knowing you can afford anything you desire?
I'd imagine it changes your relationship with money entirely.
Yeah.
Becomes less about a means of exchange and more about a tool for crafting the life you want.
Okay, let's go back to the luxury toiletries for a second.
Okay.
That $1,300 deodorant just keeps coming back to me.
It is a fascinating detail, isn't it?
Yeah.
What could possibly make a deodorant worth that much?
I know.
We're talking about some rare, ethically sourced ingredient
Right.
from the Amazon rainforest?
Right?
Or a scent so unique, it's practically trademarked to this individual.
Maybe it's crafted by a team of perfumers in a secret lab using only the purest essential oils and moonlit whispers.
But seriously, it speaks to a desire for sensory experiences that are beyond the reach of ordinary people. It's like they're trying to elevate even the most basic bodily functions to an art form.
And it's not just the deodorant.
Right.
There's the $9,600 weekly grocery bill from Woolworths.
Yeah. What are they buying?
Right.
Truffles flown in daily from Italy, hand-picked strawberries dusted with gold flakes.
It makes you wonder if their fridge is stocked with ingredients most of us have never even heard of.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a personal chef who creates Michelin star meals every night.
Okay, and can we talk about the $75,000 spent on designer clothes and shoes at David Jones?
Wow.
I'm picturing a walk-in closet that's bigger than my apartment.
I suspect you're not far off. It's not just about the quantity.
Right.
It's about the access.
Yeah.
We're talking about bespoke pieces from top designers, maybe even items straight off the runway.
It's like having a personal relationship with the fashion world, being able to wear pieces that most people only dream of seeing in magazines.
Exactly. It's about being part of an exclusive club, a world of luxury and refinement that most of us can only glimpse from afar.
And speaking of exclusive clubs, let's revisit the real estate.
Okay.
A $45 million renovation on a Los Angeles mansion.
That's a level of opulence that's hard to even fathom.
It is. It makes you wonder what their vision for that space is.
Right.
Are they creating a private art gallery, a sprawling entertainment complex,
Yeah.
or maybe a serene oasis dedicated to wellness and relaxation?
And then there's the $8 million in annual maintenance and staff salaries for a Paris apartment.
It's like having a small army dedicated to maintaining their lifestyle.
Right.
Every detail taken care of, every comfort anticipated. It's a level of service that's almost unimaginable.
You know, it's easy to get caught up in the envy factor here.
Yeah.
But it's also important to remember that this kind of wealth comes with its own set of complexities.
Absolutely. Managing that kind of money.
Yeah.
Making those kinds of decisions.
Right.
It must be both exhilarating and exhausting.
Right. Think about the security concerns.
Yeah.
The constant demands on your time. The pressure to maintain that level of wealth.
And the isolation. It's easy to imagine how this kind of lifestyle could create a distance between you and the rest of the world.
So while there's a certain allure to this level of extravagance, it's important to remember that it's not a fairy tale. It comes with its own set of challenges and responsibilities.
It does.
It definitely is a lot to ponder.
Yeah.
We've gone from organic groceries to Parisian apartments, and it's clear that extreme wealth creates a very different reality.
It does. And it makes you think about what truly matters in life.
Right.
Is it about accumulating possessions and experiences? Or is there something more fundamental to a fulfilling life?
That's the question, isn't it? We've glimpsed a world where money is no object.
Right.
Where every desire can be fulfilled. But would that kind of abundance ultimately lead to happiness?
It's hard to say. There's a certain allure to having unlimited choices.
Right.
To being able to curate your life down to the smallest detail. But there's also a risk of losing sight of what truly brings joy and meaning.
Right. It makes you wonder if there's a point where material possessions and experiences stop adding to your happiness and start becoming a burden.
There's a philosophical concept called the hedonic treadmill.
Okay.
The idea that we adapt to our circumstances, even positive ones, and our baseline level of happiness tends to stay the same.
So even if you're surrounded by luxury, you might not actually be any happier than someone living a simpler life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It suggests that true happiness comes from something deeper.
Yeah.
From personal connections, meaningful pursuits, and a sense of purpose.
So what can we take away from this deep dive into the spending habits of a trillionaire?
Well,
it's been fascinating, eye-opening, and maybe even a little bit unsettling.
I think it's a reminder that wealth at its core is a tool.
Okay.
It can be used to create a life of comfort, adventure, and impact.
Right.
But it can also be a distraction,
right.
a source of anxiety, and a barrier to genuine connection.
It's a powerful reminder that our values and choices ultimately shape our experience of the world, regardless of our financial status.
Absolutely. So as you go about your day, consider this.
Yeah.
If you had unlimited resources, what would you do with them?
That's a good question.
What experiences would you prioritize? And what kind of legacy would you want to leave behind?
Those are great questions for us all to consider. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of extreme wealth. It's been a journey.
It certainly has. And to our listeners, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep striving to create a life that is both fulfilling and meaningful.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
It does. It makes you think about, what truly matters in life.
Right.
Is it about accumulating possessions and experiences?
Right.
Or is there something more fundamental to a fulfilling life?
That's the question, isn't it?
It really is.
We've glimpsed a world where money is no object.
Right.
Where every desire can be fulfilled.
Yeah.
But would that kind of abundance ultimately lead to happiness?
It's tough to say.
Yeah.
There's a certain allure, I think, to having unlimited choices.
Right.
To being able to curate your life down to the smallest detail.
Right.
But there's also a risk of losing sight of what truly brings joy and meaning.
Right. It makes you wonder, if there's a point where material possessions and experiences stop adding to your happiness and start becoming a burden.
There's a philosophical concept called the hedonic treadmill.
Okay.
The idea that we adapt to our circumstances, even positive ones, and our baseline level of happiness tends to stay the same.
So even if you're surrounded by luxury, you might not actually be any happier than someone living a much simpler life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It suggests that true happiness comes from something deeper, from personal connections, meaningful pursuits, and a sense of purpose.
So what can we take away from this deep dive into the spending habits of a trillionaire?
I think for me, it's been fascinating. Yeah, it has been.
Eye-opening and maybe even a little unsettling.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's a reminder that wealth at its core is a tool.
Okay.
It can be used to create a life of comfort, adventure, and impact.
Right.
But it can also be a distraction, a source of anxiety, and a barrier to genuine connection.
It's a powerful reminder that our values and choices ultimately shape our experience of the world, regardless of our financial status.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as you go about your day, consider this.
Okay.
If you had unlimited resources, what would you do with them?
Yeah.
What experiences would you prioritize? And what kind of legacy would you want to leave behind?
Those are great questions for us all to consider. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of extreme wealth.
Absolutely.
It's been a journey.
It has. And to our listeners, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep striving to create a life that is both fulfilling and meaningful.